Ever wondered why your body gets heated and erect during sex? It's a question as old as time and one that's piqued the curiosity of scientists across generations. This fascinating natural phenomenon is more than just a simple physical reaction. It's a complex interplay of biology and psychology. It's a dance of hormones, nerve signals, and blood flow, all beautifully choreographed by nature. We're about to embark on a captivating exploration of this intricate process. So join us as we delve into the science of sexual arousal. Sex isn't just a physical act, it's a hormonal symphony. It's a complex dance of hormones, each with its own role, all working together to create the experience we call sexual arousal. Let's start with testosterone. This hormone is often associated with men, but it plays a crucial role in the sexual response of all genders. Testosterone spikes during sexual activity, fueling desire and driving the body's physiological responses. It's instrumental in ramping up blood flow to the genitals, which in turn leads to physical arousal. Then we have estrogen. This hormone, which is more prominent in individuals assigned female at birth, also plays a vital role in sexual arousal. Estrogen helps to maintain the health and function of sexual organs, and its levels rise during sexual activity. This increase in estrogen can enhance physical sensitivity and intensify sexual responses. Of course, we can't forget about oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone. Oxytocin is released during sexual activity, and it's linked with feelings of bonding, intimacy, and closeness. It also plays a part in the physical aspects of sexual arousal, aiding in the contractions that both sexes experience during orgasm. So how do these hormones affect body temperature? As sexual arousal increases, so does heart rate, pumping more blood around the body. This increased blood flow, driven by hormones like testosterone and estrogen, heats the body. You might notice your skin becoming flushed or even feeling a bit sweaty. That's your body's way of dealing with the heat generated by your hormonal symphony. In short, hormones are the conductors of this symphony. They cue the heart to beat faster, the blood to flow more rapidly, and the body to heat up. They're the unseen forces that drive the passion, the heat, and the connection we experience during sex. So, hormones set the stage for the physiological changes we experience during sex. They guide us through the dance, leading us from the first notes of desire to the final chords of satisfaction. Now, let's talk about erections, a key part of sexual arousal. Erections are a fascinating mix of biology and psychology. They're the result of a series of events that involve both the circulatory and nervous systems. If you've ever wondered about the science behind them, you're in the right place. So what happens when an erection occurs? The process begins in the brain. Whether it's a physical touch or a thought, the brain gets the ball rolling by sending signals down to the nerves in the penis. These nerves respond by releasing chemicals called neurotransmitters. One of these is nitric oxide, a powerful vasodilator. This means it helps to widen blood vessels, allowing more blood to flow through them. In the case of an erection, nitric oxide causes the two large chambers in the penis, known as the corpora cavernosa, to relax and fill with blood. As these chambers fill up, the blood flow out of the penis decreases. This causes the penis to become rigid, resulting in an erection. It's a bit like inflating a balloon. As you add more air, the balloon expands and becomes firm. The same principle applies here. But let's not forget about the role of the nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system, which is part of our involuntary nervous system, is primarily responsible for getting things going. It helps to release the nitric oxide and initiate the erection process. On the other hand, the sympathetic nervous system, which is often associated with our fight or flight response, can inhibit erections. This is why stress or anxiety can sometimes make it difficult to achieve or maintain an erection. So as you can see, erections are a complex process. They involve a delicate balance of physiological and psychological factors. The circulatory system, with its increased blood flow, and the nervous system, with its intricate network of nerves and chemicals, work together to make the magic happen. So erections are a complex process involving both the circulatory and nervous systems. We've discussed erections, but what about the heat we feel during sex? This sensation of warmth during lovemaking isn't just a metaphor for passion, it's a very real, physical occurrence. To understand why this happens, let's first consider blood flow. As arousal increases, blood flow to the skin and muscles also escalates. This increased circulation, particularly in the skin, results in heat being radiated from the body, making you feel warm. This heat is especially noticeable in areas with a high concentration of blood vessels, like the face and chest, which can become flushed or reddish during sex. Now let's talk about hormones. During sexual activity, our bodies release a cocktail of hormones, including adrenaline and oxytocin. Adrenaline, the hormone associated with the fight-or-flight response, raises heart rate and blood pressure, which in turn increases body temperature. Oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone, also plays a role. It's released during orgasm and contributes to that warm, fuzzy feeling you get after sex. Physical exertion during sex also contributes to the sensation of heat. Just like any other physical activity, sex requires energy and burns calories. As you move, your muscles generate heat as a byproduct of burning energy. The more intense the activity, the more heat is produced. This is why you might find yourself sweating during sex, much like you would during a workout at the gym. It's also worth noting that the temperature of the environment can impact how hot you feel during sex. In a cooler room, you might not notice your body heat as much because the surrounding air cools your skin. But in a warm room, your body's heat might feel more intense because the air around you isn't cooling you down as effectively. So, the heat we feel during sex is a result of several physical changes in our bodies. Increased blood flow, hormonal changes, and physical exertion all play a part in this fascinating physiological response. Sex doesn't end with climax. There's an afterglow and a cool-down period that's just as important. Now let's dive into what exactly happens in our bodies during this time. The pinnacle of pleasure, the orgasm, is a fascinating eruption of sensations. But what follows is equally interesting. Immediately after orgasm, the body starts to relax. There's a drop in heart rate, blood pressure, and yes, body temperature too. This is why you might feel a bit chilly after the climax. This cool-down period is not just about the body returning to its normal state. It's also a time of intense physiological and hormonal changes. It's a period of relaxation, recovery, and bonding. Just like arousal, the afterglow and cool-down phase is also regulated by hormones. Oxytocin, also known as the love hormone, floods the body after orgasm. This hormone fosters feelings of affection, intimacy, and closeness. It's what makes you want to cuddle and feel connected to your partner. Then there's prolactin, a hormone that gives you that satisfied, content feeling after sex. It's responsible for the sense of relaxation and fatigue, and it's what makes you want to drift off to sleep. And let's not forget about endorphins, the body's natural painkillers. They're released during orgasm and continue to circulate in the body during the cool-down period, giving you a sense of well-being and happiness. All these hormones work together to create the afterglow, that warm, fuzzy feeling you get after sex. They help the body relax, recover, and prepare for the next round, whenever that might be. So the cool-down period is not just about the body returning to its normal state. It's a time of intense physiological and hormonal changes. It's a period of relaxation, recovery, and bonding. So the cool-down period is just as complex and fascinating as the arousal phase. Sexual arousal is a complex process involving many different parts of our bodies. It's like a finely tuned orchestra, with each instrument playing its part to create a harmonious symphony. We've dived into the role of hormones, which act as the conductors, directing our bodies and minds towards sexual arousal. They are the unseen forces, triggering responses throughout our bodies, setting the stage for what's to come. Then we have the biological marvel of erections, a process that, while often associated with men, occurs in women as well. It's a testament to our body's incredible engineering, a perfectly timed response to increased blood flow and hormonal signals. We've also explored why our bodies heat up during sex. It's not just about the physical exertion, but also about the increased blood flow and metabolic activity. This heightened state of arousal generates heat, a tangible sign of the invisible processes happening within us. And finally, the afterglow and cool-down period, a time of intimate connection and relaxation. It's the body's way of returning to its resting state, a gentle reminder of the journey it has just undertaken. So, we see that sexual arousal is not a simple on-off switch, but a complex, multi-layered process. It's a dance between mind and body, a delicate balance of hormones, physiological responses, and emotional connections. So next time you find yourself in the throes of passion, you'll have a better understanding of the fascinating science behind it.